Qatar, and his family was not home because they were in Qatar supporting Sterling. So guess what? They broke into his house and stole all his stuff. So it's about this whole putting ourselves on social media, what it can really cost. And the example is Joe Cancelo, who was playing on the field, when his house got robbed. You know, is that not very interesting? Now, a good another person again is Karim Benzema, Pogba, and there are a lot of other Gabriel that plays for us now, and a lot of other celebrities that people knew because of social media. They knew that they were not home. They knew that they were somewhere else performing their duty, and so they came up with the idea: why don't we just go to his house and rob him? He's not going to be there. We can get away with a lot of valuables since he's not home, And so they went to the house and they robbed them. Some of them got hurt in the process. Some of the celebrities got hurt in the process. Some didn't get hurt, but their family were terrorized. So this whole issue of privacy, thanks social media, has been destroyed. And so as people, we need to be very careful what we post online. We need to be careful how we post our achievements online. There are some pages I go, oh, my man caught me a new Benz. Oh, look at the new Benz. My mom caught me, oh man, this brand new Benz, 2024 Benz. They are trading it on social media, and then the next day they get robbed. You have to be careful what you post online because you don't know who is going to reach. You don't know who's watching. So the whole privacy thing is a really big issue because a lot of these celebrities got hurt. A lot of them got robbed. Simply because people knew that they were not home, people knew where they lived, people knew how much they made a year, so it was easy to rob them. Then the last one, this is a bonus. This is number 12. This is a bonus. And so, the con of social media, the last con, the final con, is that social media, people behind these social media platforms, whether it's Meta, X, these people wield power. But you don't know it until it's too late. Just imagine if you wake up one morning and find out that your Instagram account has been blocked. What would you do? What if you wake up one morning and find that your TikTok page has just disappeared? And probably they tell you, oh, it's a glitch in the system. Your Instagram page, your TikTok page just vanished. The way the people are now, presently now in Nigeria, Meta is threatening Nigeria. That's one of the news I saw. I just saw it recently. They're threatening to shut down Facebook and Instagram in Nigeria simply because Nigeria has fined them for anti-competitive practices. And so they are threatening to shut down the use of Facebook for a brief period of time. And so this is where you come to realize the power that these people have. Another good example is when TikTok shut down its page. I think it was for a day or two when Donald Trump was talking about stopping them from operating. So they shut down TikTok and everybody was mad. And when it came back, people were so happy that TikTok is back. So you don't know it, but these social media giants, they wield a lot of power, and you find out when it's too late. Imagine you make a comment that maybe they are not a fan of, not necessarily a racist comment, but just a comment that maybe is controversial. They can flag your page, or there's some information you put on social media, they just remove it. They tell you, oh, it's inappropriate, it's not part of our policy. And what you don't realize is that you on social media, they have a policy on how you should act. Some of the policies may be questionable, some may not be, but you are in their world and they decide how you should act. And when you act the way they don't want you to act, they can flag your page, they can block your account, so that is real power. We don't talk about it enough, but with all these issues that these social media platforms are having with government, now a terrifying picture begins to appear. Now you begin to realize that, whoa, so these people can have problem with the government and they'll shut down my page. So these people, I remember one lady that was doing Guinness Book of Record. She's trying to go around Africa. She was talking about how she sent a message to Guinness, talking about her doing the trip around Africa and getting recognized for it. And the next day, Guinness World Record wiped her whole account, and she didn't see any message again. So they wield a lot of power, and we need to know that, because if you don't, you may become a victim of it. So So in closing, as much as social media is a good thing, as much as we are doing this thing on social media, it's important that we know and we acknowledge that there is a negative part to social media. And that we need to understand that this negative part, is something that we need to be careful about. Because if we are not careful about it, not only can we become a victim, but we can pay a costly price for our negligence. Like I said, like my last point, these social media platforms, they yield a lot of power. You can say something that is very controversial and they can pin your post and make sure everybody read your post. And then all of a sudden now you appear as if you are racist, or you appear as if you're a wicked person, you appear as if you're a bad person. So let's understand that as much as you enjoy using social media, which I do, let's remember there's some negative aspects to social media.